This is Con Carne, presented by Alex Ross Art. Visit Alex Ross on YouTube at the Alex Ross Art and keep up to date with one of the comics industry's greatest, most important, most prolific creators. Here's Alex Ross to tell you more.
Hi, this is Alex Ross. I appreciate you guys supporting our YouTube, and we create new content every week. I hope you will continue to support us, and please subscribe.
Con Carne is also sponsored by Easy Automation. Imagine this. After a night out, you pull into the driveway. The garage light comes on. You open the door to the mudroom. The light comes on. Walking into the house, the kitchen light comes on. Spotify comes alive with your favorite playlist. Maybe it's not loud enough. One button from your phone or tablet cranks it up. Your home is in sync with you. That's what Easy Automation means. You can experience seamless control over it all. Get a quote by visiting easy-automation.net or give Dan a call. Dan, 630-730-3728. Theme song.
It's Con Carne. Let's eat in the car. It's Con Carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Alstyne.
You know, before we begin, I talk a lot about curation on this podcast, the need to find curators who can point you to the things that you're interested in or the things you need to know about. My friend Charlie Meyerson has been doing an absolutely amazing job with Chicago Public Square. Daily newsletter. If you've ever read The Skim, this is like The Skim, except Chicago news topics. He curates everything. It's like a email news briefing every day in your inbox. Sign up, chicagopublicsquare.com. I'm a fan. Let Charlie know I sent you. So here we are. Look at this. It's Bill Jacobs, owner of Piece Pizzeria and Brewery in Wicker Park on North Avenue. I'm going to pull up the address, 1927 West North Avenue. Back in the car, I thought this is a good time to get you back here. You always have good pizza going on, but you've got something really cool going on, especially cool right now. It's the Slice to Meet You. I love a good pun.
Yes.
Slice to Meet You. It's a pizza collaboration benefit for PAWS. $50 but donated to PAWS Chicago every time. Every time you order one of these special collab pizzas, we're going to talk about.
Yep.
So, featured pizza, you buy it, and you help cats and dogs find their forever homes. You know, if there's a fundraising objective that everyone can agree on, it's house pets.
No question about it.
I mean, that's it.
It's the perfect fit, and something that I'm very passionate about.
About rescuing
and what PAWS is doing for the community to saving these animals. And PAWS is the Midwest's largest no-kill shelter, and taking care of these beautiful animals and finding them loving forever homes.
Are you a dog person or a cat person?
Dog person. I used to be a cat person. I have nothing against cats, only I'm allergic.
Oh, well, that'll do it.
So that kind of sucks.
I
do like cats.
My dog Shazam, named after the world's mightiest mortal, DC Comics superhero. My dog Shazam passed away after 4 years. It was a really premature passing.
Holy cow.
And I went 6 or 7 months until I got another dog. I don't know how I did that. Like, it's so weird not having a dog in the house. Dogs make everything better.
Without question. And I'm such a dog person. I don't want to be without one. I had a succession plan, my last dog, to get another one before the other one got
so
too old.
So you introduced the new dog?
Yes. And the new dog, the old dog helped the new dog learn. It was a puppy, and it was just the right thing, and it's probably what I will always do.
A succession plan. All right, so this collaboration, you're doing this with some of the biggest names in Chicago food, biggest names in food. Through February 8th, we're recording this at the end of January, the collaboration pizza that we can get, this featured pizza that benefits PAWS Chicago, it's a collaboration between Piece, Hot Doug, and Barry Sorkin from Smoke.
That's right.
That's the trifecta of food.
How about
right
that?
There.
Yep.
And the pizza specifically is the Hot Smoque'n Creole Pizza. It's a white pizza with smoked mozzarella, hot dogs, and Andouille sausage, no stranger to Piece Pizzeria. Smoke's smoked chicken thigh, Creole seasoning, Creole sauce, and scallions. This sounds like gumbo on a pizza.
It's unbelievable. I mean, that is some smoky deliciousness right there.
Are these just relationships you have? You can just call on these people at any time and say, hey, you want to do this thing?
Doug and I go back to the second year of our collaborations, which was at that time for Pilot Light Chefs. And we had Steph lined up, and Steph Izard is a friend, and I contacted her when we were doing this. And her publicist at that time, Katie Darnaby, said, well, you've got Christine and Josh running Butter Fried Chicken, and now you've got Steph. Get a third and round it out. And as you know, Doug had just retired, and this was, I think, was 2014, 2015. So I was not sure he was going to come back. But when I contacted him, he said, "Absolutely, it's for the kids."
Yeah.
And now it's for the cats and dogs.
So Barry and Doug, are they friends?
Yes.
I didn't know if this was like a marriage of convenience. Like, well, we only have room for 3 pizzas, so we're gonna have to double up with you guys.
No. They're friends, and they make great food, and it's just the perfect collaboration putting those guys together. It's going to be something spectacular.
Now, you're going to bring out the Smoque'n Creole Pizza. I described it just based on the way I read it as like a gumbo pizza. Is that far-fetched?
Kind of. It's a white sauce, so you're going to get the sauce on the top. But it's funny that you should mention it because Barry said this would just be perfect for Mardi Gras. So,
and
if we bring back for a day, you never know. We're almost there. You never know.
So where does Piece come into this collaboration? You've got these two mad scientists.
Right. Well, we work together on these things, and so my suggestion was to throw those scallions on top. That was my
well done.
Thank you.
Nice finish.
So we get into the kitchen with each of the chefs and we test out the pizza. We taste it. We tweak it. We take pictures. We take videos and create content for each collaboration.
And those guys walk in. Stephanie Izard walks in. Does your staff freak out? In Chicago, they are celebrities.
They're kind of accustomed to stuff. We do get a bunch of celebs in from time to time, and fortunately, my staff is pretty chill. But Steph is absolutely great, and she's so outgoing and social. And she did say on her way into Piece that she was downtown and she was surrounded by a bunch of her fans. So, and she lives in LA right now, where she has Girl and the Goat and Cabra. So she comes in and stays.
Well, that's another thing. I mean, as we talk about Stephanie and Rick Bayless, these are people who you just assume don't have time to do anything like this. Like running a restaurant empire. That's a 60-70 hour a week role.
Right. You would think, but these people are so generous with their time, and they understand how important it is to give back to the community. And both of them were so excited to participate. And this is Rick's second year.
So let's talk a little bit about what Stephanie and Rick are doing. We talked about the pizza that's going to be brought out, and I'm kind of foaming at the mouth in a really positive way, dying to see this. Can you talk about what they created or what's in store?
Yeah, absolutely. Steph's Pizza is a white pizza, and it's going to feature a sausage that they make at Girl and the Goat. And Steph has jalapenos and banana peppers on it, and a seasoning, which is her own seasoning, which has kind of a nice tang to it. So you get a slow burn, and you get that nice flavor from the sausage and the white sauce. And I think people are going to be thrilled when they have it. And that starts on February 9th.
Is sausage the perfect pizza ingredient?
It's certainly in Chicago. It is. I think that's, it's probably the number one selling topping in Chicago. I will say that it's pretty close with pepperoni for us, and pepperoni might be number one, but it's awfully close. Keep in mind, of course, we do have hot dogs, atomic sausage on the menu at all times as well.
At all times.
An Italian sausage, so
which is delicious. Again, Piece Pizzeria and Brewery, 1927 West North Avenue. The fundraiser, Slice to Meet You. It's a pizza collaboration benefiting PAWS Chicago. Every time you order one of these featured pizzas, $50 gets donated to PAWS Chicago. And I just saw, Bill, on your social, somewhere upward of $5,000 raised so far?
$5,400, yes.
As of when we're recording this, which is the 25th of January. That's awesome.
very, very quickly. And last year we raised just shy of 30,000, and this year I expect that we're going to get close to 50,000. So, keep in mind that a piece donates $10 from every pizza, and we have 4 matches. Sean Fogarty, who's a friend, whose company is Curlink, they are a match. Laura Desmond, who was the former CEO of Starcom, Leonard Goodman, who is an old friend and an attorney in town, and all these folks and myself are matches. So, on top of the $10 from Piece, we've got another $40, and this is for every pizza that we sell. And that's a $35 pizza to the customer.
Speaking of pizza,
and here comes our pizza. Carlos, thank you.
Thanks, Carlos.
Thank you. Here comes hot dog and Barry's.
Oh my goodness, Carlos, you're a hero.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to roll your window up.
Yep.
And for those who are watching on YouTube or Facebook, you get to see what we're about to see.
Yes. And look at this.
Oh,
You see
look at
this?
that.
I don't know if you get it. Can you see that? Every pizza box has a PAWS sticker on it,
Oh, I love it.
and it features a dog or cat that's looking to be adopted. There's a QR code that will take the customer to the PAWS website.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
look at that.
Look at that. So this is, there's
So
the sausage
right, you
and
can
the
see
chicken.
the sauce, right? And you've got the smoked chicken thigh, and you've got hot dogs, andouille sausage. You've got the scallions,
Mm-hmm. Well
which was
done.
my
Yeah.
touch, and our white sauce and smoked mozzarella.
Oof.
One thing I didn't mention, I want to just jump back for 1 second before
Yeah.
we dive in here, is the generous support that we've received from Greco and Sons, which is one of our suppliers, and they've contributed to the campaign. So they've helped make this
Thanks,
go
Greco and
as
Sons.
well.
Okay, so we need to put the lid down,
Okay.
or I'll grab a slice,
Grab a slice,
and then
get under there.
and
There you
this,
go.
Carlos just took this
Don't
out of the
lose
oven.
it. Just came out of the oven.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think we have some napkins around here somewhere.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, good.
Ladies and
I'm
gentlemen,
gonna
boys and
join
girls,
you.
I give you the featured slice. Oh my gosh. And we've talked about this before. This is New Haven style pizza.
Wow. That was great. If I don't say so myself.
This is delicious. I can't compare it to anything. Not pizza
Don't
wise,
try.
at least.
Don't try.
Yeah. The mozzarella is
It's perfect.
that's the secret weapon of this. Mm-hmm. Wow.
So good.
And again, this benefits PAWS. And again, time's wasting if you want to try this, because on February 9th it's Stephanie's turn.
Yep. Do
And-
not do it. Wait.
I've got to think, as we're recording this, it's rainy, it's shitty out, but it's acceptable out. Like, Chicago's thawing right now. Like, it's not going to be as cold as it was probably again this winter. Mm-hmm. Like, you see it just moving around Wicker Park. Like, people are going to be coming out. Mm-hmm. This is a good...
Absolutely. And this is collaboration season for us. Is perfect. First quarter when the weather sucks and people tend to stay in. It's bringing people out for a very good cause and delicious pizza.
Oh, I do miss hot dog sausage. I mean, I know we can get it here all the time, but oh my goodness.
Come.
And that smoky taste on everything. Mm-hmm. And what's interesting, Bill, none of this is too much. Like, this is a really well put together flavor profile.
Mm-hmm. And that is what New Haven pizza is all about. It's the crust. It's being able to pick it up. It's the integrity of that crust, the chew, the bite, being able to hold it in your hands and fold it, and not putting too many toppings on. So you really want to be able to taste everything. All the
There are
ingredients.
strong ingredients on here, and nothing overpowers
Yep.
the other.
Agree.
This is glorious. Okay, I'm going to try to focus. Wish me luck as we eat this delicious pizza. Oh my goodness. We talked about Stephanie's pizza. What's Rick Bayless doing? Now, again, there's someone who I can't imagine has any free time in his calendar whatsoever.
Isn't it incredible? Mm-hmm. Unfortunately for us, he lives around the corner. That's helpful. So for the second year, we're bringing back his pizza by popular demand. It's his family pizza, the Bayless family pizza, which has a base of roasted, his Frontera's roasted tomatillo sauce.
Which is amazing.
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 Some mozzarella, some goat cheese, pecorino romano, jalapenos, and bacon. And the flavors are just outstanding. And Rick has generously donated the tomatillo sauce too, so all to this cause. And that pizza is outstanding.
So when does his pizza start?
That will start March 9th.
Now, I have a collector's mentality. I mean, for me, it's like, well, okay, I'll come out for Doug and Barry, come back for Stephanie. Like, you don't choose just one; you just keep coming back.
I'll keep coming out to the damn car. Issue with you.
This is fabulous. Has Rick Nielsen tried these pizzas?
Rick's been busy. Actually, Rick is off right now, but he hasn't gotten to Chicago. Rick loves a meat lover's pizza, so he'll put whatever meat there is available. But we did just correspond. He sent me this great picture of his wife, Karen, with Dave Grohl outside of Piece.
From
Just the other day, yeah.
just the other day?
Yeah, and it was a picture that I didn't have in my library. I'm like, I was thrilled to see that. And he's sporting one of our baseball caps.
It's funny, you mentioned celebrities do come here. It's such a chill vibe. Like, there's nothing pretentious about Piece, and that's what I love about it. Mm-hmm. Where you can walk in off the street, you can walk in after a day of work, but you can also be Dave Grohl.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Well, funny thing, when he was filming Sonic Highways, my manager, Amanda, called in or texted me. She said, Dave Grohl's here. Just drops in with his crew after when they were shooting here, and just drops in. But when you talk about the space, James, the space is such a cool space, and it just really is part of what Piece is. Mm-hmm. You know, it's an old boat truss structure, high ceilings, a skylight that runs the length of the space, and it just really lends itself to a fun, enjoyable, and totally chill experience.
You want to hang out here.
Exactly. And it's the kind of place that, you know, I rarely go to places by myself. Mm-hmm. This is one of those places that I would go to if it was not my place. I mean, we often see singles sitting at the bar and just hanging out for a long time. Mm-hmm. It's that kind of place.
Being here as long as you have in Wicker Park, you've seen the neighborhood change. What's it like in the present day? How would you profile?
You know, some people have called it Lincoln Park West. Mm-hmm. So we get a lot of strollers. You know, back in the day, we got a lot of hookers, pimps, and drug addicts. You know, it was a different thing
we
back
established
then.
that bands come in here.
So yeah, I mean, it's different, and people travel to Piece from all over, which is great. But the neighborhood and community have been so supportive.
I love this place so much. Going back to connections with Stephanie or Honey Butter Fried Chicken or Doug or Barry, is the culinary community of Chicago as tight-knit as it seems?
Yes, without question. And you see lots of collaborations going on, it's just great. You know, because we're all working together, and you know, you bring in great brands together. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're so fortunate to be able to do what we do, and to bring people and chefs together, brands together, and do something good for the community. But yes, the chefs and people it's Chicago.
Yeah,
Chicago. It's the Midwest. It's got that great Midwest sensibility, and people are friendly.
People are friendly.
Yes.
I on my way here, I stopped by Roscoe Village to visit the Rat Hole. No joke. And I bring that up because that is such a Chicago thing. It's just the kind of... only in Chicago could this happen. And as I went to pay my respects to the Rat Hole, there were a couple people just hanging out. Like, just standing there. And I appreciate the concerns the neighbors have raised. I get it. It would suck if it was my neighborhood. But what I liked going there was we all just kind of chatted. And it was very congenial and friendly. And again, it's rainy, it's crappy out. We just got out of a horrible cold snap in Chicago. The world seems like it's on fire. Chicago's the place where you can gather around an imprint of a dead rat
Yep.
and know that
funny.
you can just hang out and be among friends.
No question about it. It's such a great city. It is just a warm place. It's a welcoming place, and you know, as you're saying, you could walk into any place and people will talk to you. It's not necessarily true in other places, other cities, but Chicago is that kind of place.
One thing we haven't talked about, the beer. Is this true? The most award-winning brew pub in Chicago?
Yes.
That's so impressive.
Yeah. We've won 29 medals at the World Beer Cup Great American Beer Festival.
You need to make it an even number. You need to get that 30th.
I know, we're working.
Need to push-
We're working on it. But yes, that is true. And you know, you have to have great beer with great pizza, and vice versa. You know, it's
Well,
not like
yeah,
rocket science, but it takes a lot to execute it the right way, and I think that we do a fine job of that.
The obvious question, I guess, with the beer as good and as award-winning as it is, with the pizza as good and award-winning as it is, do you scale this up? Do you have pieces of yourself all over?
You know,
the city
that's
ribs?
well. First of all, we're approaching 24 years. I mean, 24 years. That's a long time.
That's a
we haven't
really
done
long
other
time.
place, so it's such a deeply personal question for me. And clearly, we haven't opened another place, and there's a reason. The reason is this: I do well being singularly focused, and we have done well because of that. And I don't think that having more places would be more distractions, and it would not be within my comfort zone. And what I learned is we could do something very good, significant on this level, take care of our team and take care of our customers. You know, it just works. And I also know that, you know, more stuff is not going to make me happy personally. Having relationships make me happy, making sure that my team is happy. And I've got to say, one of the things I'm most proud of is how we've employed people. We still have 5 people from our opening team 23 years ago.
That's amazing, especially in this industry. Forget any type of business. That's
Yes.
impressive, but for the service industry,
Restaurant,
oh my gosh,
absolutely. I'm so proud of that. So to answer your question, one is plenty, and it's
I'm
great.
sure it is. And I've seen examples of other restaurants try to do that expansion, and examples of restaurants that kind of had lightning in a bottle. Mm-hmm. And I think there's a strong case for keeping it that way.
No question about it, because you run the risk of diluting your brand, and your experience changes from place to place. And while, you know, you might be able to replicate product, pizza, beer, you can't necessarily replicate experience. Experience is being in the space and being with servers and bartenders and people in the kitchen who've been there so long, who are so familiar with that process. So it really changes things when you go from 1 to 2 or more.
For sure.
I frankly see it with my favorite pizzerias in Connecticut, you know, and they do an outstanding job, and the places are good. I think that everyone says that the original places are the best, which they probably are.
Going back to the vibe, the chill, the way this structure looks, pizza is the textbook carry-out and delivery food. This is a place you want to go and sit down and share a pizza in public.
Yep, no question.
Pizza's an at-home sport.
It's community.
Yes.
It's community. And you know what? You talk about, people asked how we did during COVID. Well, we survived COVID, but, you know, keep in mind that pizza lends itself, and beer for that matter, to takeout and delivery, and on that basis we survived.
So, all right. Piece Pizzeria and Brewery. I do love it here, Bill. 1927 West North Avenue. There's never a bad time to go to Piece. This is an especially good time to go to Piece. Again, the Slice to Meet You pizza collaboration benefits. Right now, this pizza, I'm going to grab another pizza. Can
Please do. Go ahead.
Another
Go ahead.
slice?
I'm leaving you with this pizza. You take it home. Bring it to your
My family
wife.
doesn't need to
Who
know.
needs a
My fam-
pizza?
they-
Or you
they-
could just eat the whole thing on the way home.
Yeah.
I always say, by the way, James, if you pick up a pizza, have a car slice. Get that pizza right out of the oven.
I totally
Have
agree
it.
with that.
Enjoy it, because-
I support this. I'm also a big fan of the snack hot dog. If you're going to pick up hot dogs,
Yes.
one's for the road.
Absolutely.
They don't all need to make it home.
No question about it.
1927 West North Avenue. This slice right here that I'm holding up to the camera, this is just, it's such a beautifully balanced slice of pizza. I mean, I'm tasting it, and it's a mindful,
Yeah.
mindfully created slice. This is available through February 8th. It's hot dog Sohn, Barry Sorkin of Smoke. It's the Smoque'n Creole Pizza, and the smoked mozzarella. See, I always say mozzarella. It's a Chicago thing.
Yeah, we say mozzarella in New Haven. But that's true. That is a Chicago thing. In fact, Hot Dog said the other day, he said, "I'm going to call it mozzarella. Don't give me that
Yeah.
mozzarella shit."
With those hard vowels, the mozzarella.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to have another bite of this. Thank you so much for the hospitality. Thank you for what you're doing for PAWS. Thank you for what you're doing for the community.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me. Support PAWS. Thank you, guys.
This is so good.